I think I've nailed down like the crashing issue, like what causes it. It's when I have.
I didn't even know you were having a crashing issue with it.
I've been bitching about it for months, years.
Oh, duh. I'm retarded. Sorry. I'm sorry. I shouldn't say that. I should say R-worded because it's a bad word. Yeah, duh. I was totally thinking of something different.
Yeah, an issue where my computer will just catastrophically fail in the middle of like, oh, I don't know, live streaming mini painting, live streaming this show. Four times. 4 times.
Oh man. I did catch that, by the way. I was just quiet in chat, but I was watching while doing some other stuff.
It was still a good time. I streamed for like 7 hours total.
It was great. Viewership seemed pretty good too. Chat. There's some people in chat when I was there that were chatting it up. So I'd say it was pretty successful.
Shout out to Girl Painter on YouTube.
Hey.
That's somebody who showed up.
Cool. That's some good stuff.
Yeah, it was like I just see her pop up, and I'm just like, oh, it's hi. What brings you here? And they're like, oh, literally the word miniatures. And I was like, oh, neat. Well, glad to have you around. I'm just doing my thing, painting these minis, selling my soul to the devil to get them done in time. I painted all of those. From finding out I had to do it to getting them shipped took me 6 days. And it was 6 days of doing just that.
That's awesome, though. It's pretty good.
Yeah, but I like she popped up in my chat and like we bantered back and forth. She's like, "Okay, I'm going to bed." And I was like, "Well, it was nice to have you here. Good to meet you." All that. Like she sent me her Instagram and she had some really really nice, really cool models. And then I like saw that her bio had a link in the YouTube channel. It was a YouTube channel that I actually recognized because I had seen them before.
Damn.
I had seen the channel before because it was featured on I think Goobertown Hobbies. At one point, it was either Goobertown or Midwinter Minis, one of those two. And I was like, neat. So I got visited by a not small YouTuber.
That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. Did you mention, hey, there's a podcast, you check that out every once in a while?
I didn't.
Well, I mean, if you come to the channel, then...
I did talk to... And I mean, like, this show is on the schedule. If you look down below... if you're on Twitch. Also, episode 4, the live stream died. A half hour, yeah. Like a half hour into streaming it went away. My computer crashed in the middle of it, and I was like, there's no way I can get back to the point we were at. Because there's no seek option in Streamlabs OBS for that sort of thing.
Yeah. Damn, that sucks.
So that one didn't happen, but the actual YouTube video and the podcast are up and live.
Yes, I saw that. Yeah, Wednesday, man. That was a weird ass day. I was so busy for some reason. I totally spaced on the live stream of the podcast, and then totally forgot to send stuff out about it. And because I think it was like after the fact. And you're like, hey, I got it out on time today. And I'm just like, oh shit, I totally forgot about the podcast. This was one of those days.
Yeah.
It's pretty crazy.
Well, it was a thing for me because, like, I had an interview to start back at work at 9:30. And I got done with that at like 9:55.
Nice. And then you started next day, right?
Yeah, I started. I had the interview on Wednesday. I started on Thursday.
Nice.
So.
Welcome back.
Yeah. It's they're slammed. They are completely and utterly overwhelmed, and I mean, it's great because yay, now I have work again for overtime as well.
Yeah, and see, I mean, you have a much more reliable income now.
So. Yeah, I mean, like,
which is always good.
I was doing the unemployment thing, which was fine, but you know, It's unemployment. It's like it's technically money, but
it's like the bare minimum.
Yeah.
So yeah, no, that's pretty awesome. How does it feel to literally be back there in pretty much the exact same place, but have it be clean?
It's weird. It's really weird.
Uh,
Cause, well, like I ran into a lot of people that I knew before I left,
yeah.
but I'm wearing a mask, so they don't recognize me because they haven't seen me in a year. So I saw Daniel, and like I walked by and I was like, "Hi, Daniel," and he's just like you know, he did his normal friendly, and then like he stopped and he goes, "Wait a minute."
Oh, Daniel.
He was like, "Wait a minute." I'm like, "Yeah, I'm back."
That's funny. So are you just filling in like a temp position?
Yeah.
You're just filling in like the temp position, right?
Like the stipulation on it is like, I am here until you don't need me anymore, or until school comes back, whichever comes first.
Okay.
Because
cool.
I made sure it was clear as like, I am furloughed from another job, and it is dependent on how things go with the school year. Like I made sure I was upfront about that. I will help you as long as I possibly can.
Yeah, that's cool.
But it might be the end of October before I'm back to my other job. Like it could be as early as next week even, which would suck because I feel like I'm leaving them high and dry again after they like ramrodded me through the onboarding process.
Yeah. I mean, it would suck, but the thing is like, I mean, you were upfront about it, so there's not really
Yeah,
much,
and the guy I interviewed with, he's like, I totally, completely understand that sort of work is a really good career path, and I don't want you to miss out on that. So if that's the case, like, go ahead. Thank you for being upfront and honest about it. And I was like, yeah, that's the way that's how this is. I do have another job. I just need a little extra money in the bank right now because we're strapped. So it worked out, but it was still it's bittersweet. Like, at least I'm in the lab, so I'm on a little bit more. It's a little more relaxed than what we were doing before, or at least what I was doing before, because it was a lot more rigid when I was there.
Rigid.
At least it felt like to me.
Yeah, I guess so. I mean, we definitely had more stuff back when you were there.
Yeah, I mean, there was the constant presence of Ken all the time.
Oh, dude, he
didn't he just retire?
Yeah, he pretty much just retired. I think next week is like he'll be there to just kind of clean up his stuff. But yeah, that's crazy, man. Like, I've worked with him for a couple years now, over 2 years now. So that was just like, damn. And like, he called me personally, and he was like, "Hey, if you need anything from me, let me know. Like, you got my cell number and everything." And I was like, "All right, yeah, damn, definitely." So that's pretty nutty.
But at the same time, it's kind of like, dude, just go be retired.
Yeah,
just go be retired.
Dude, to be honest though, the last couple months, dude, he's checked out.
Oh,
like, he's
absolutely. I'm not surprised.
Like,
when you're about to retire, you just
yeah. Even when we did that full move, he was basically like, he would pop in, but there was nothing for him to really worry about. He just let me take it all on and was like, "Hey, we had a few problems, but I think we planned for him, right?" And I was like, "Yeah, pretty much." And serious. But he was like, "That's pretty good then." I was like, "Yeah, it's not as good as it's gonna get." You know, he gave me a 2-week timeline and then said, "Hey, by the way, we need this done in 4 days." Like,
Jesus.
Yeah. But no, that was yeah, it's crazy to think that he's retiring now. So I think he was there for 27 years, 24 or 27 years.
It's a long time to work for a place.
Yeah.
But
yeah,
I mean,
Dude, his plans aren't even to retire. Like, he's looking for something else already. Like, the man just cannot work. He has to work. It's pretty insane.
It's a little ridiculous.
You know? But I mean, he wants to just keep working, you know. And I can't really, you can't tell somebody no. I mean, he's got a lot of experience, especially in the manufacturing space.
Yeah.
So might as well put him to work.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
that's pretty crazy. That's cool though. You're back. I might be in office next week at some point, so I might see you. I don't know.
Probably. I'll be.
I don't know. I don't even know what your schedule is. What's your schedule right
like
now?
7 to 3:30.
Okay, yeah. Then you'll definitely be there when I pop in.
Yeah.
So that's cool.
And like that's part of why we're getting my car up and running, so that if like my first day, Juliana needed to come in, but she's usually working downtown, and the plan has been like she's gonna take the bus downtown, and then I'm just gonna drive to work. Well, my first day, she needed to drop me off at HQ, drive to downtown, come back to HQ, and she's working 10, so I had to work 2 hours over on my first day. Which was fine. I went to Alexia and I was like, I have 2 hours to kill. Where do you need me? And she was like, oh, here, go, do.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. She will always find something. So she's probably like, cool.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. That's awesome. All right. So that video you sent me to watch, I remember that because there were a lot of angry people in the streaming community.
Well, I don't blame. Like, I'm totally team streamer on that whole thing.
Oh yeah.
Like I know we don't have donations set up, but if by some miracle they decide to drop into this episode and throw us $5, fuck Burger King.
Yeah. Look, don't get me wrong. I eat your burgers, all right? I'll eat any burger though. That doesn't really mean anything.
Yeah.
You know? But if you're gonna drop me $5, at least you could drop me like, you know, a shitload of coupons or something. Free food for life. You know, sponsor me. Burger King. We're not out of the realm of possibility of you being a sponsor, but that entails that we get free food for life as well as
like
masks.
if you're going to give us money, you must sponsor us.
Yeah.
And you must like actually like continually give us money, not just be like, here's $5. And like the way they advertised it too was like stock video game footage, blurring the faces of all the streamers they put money into. It's like, why even bother at that point?
Distorting their voices as well.
Like, how much money did they spend on that advertisement, that one video?
I would honestly say, given the quality of that commercial, they didn't spend that much fucking money.
No.
Like, they probably like they probably gave it to some company in a different country so they could get it edited for pennies on the dollar.
Oh yeah. And like what pisses me off is like, as that video pointed out, we're talking about the most recent food theorist video.
Which that's just a good YouTube channel.
Great YouTube channel. I found like I kind of watched Game Theorists here and there. I mostly stay for the Five Nights at Freddy's stuff. But like, and like, cause he's like, the gameplay's not that great for those games, but I like the story, and he breaks down the story very well, so I just follow those. And he's like, hey, I have this new food theory channel. I was like, hook me up. I love food. So I started paying attention to that. And so I started following that, and then that popped up, and fuck, where was I going before that? The precedent that this sets is like they pointed it, or Matt and Pat pointed out that the what Burger King did is not technically illegal.
No.
So it's very ethically questionable, and I do really like that it presented what to do if you're put in this situation, because Burger King just set a precedent of here's how you can get really cheap advertising.
Yeah.
And the only way to stop it from happening is to immediately, not in stream, don't engage with what happened as it happens, but go on to other social media and shit on them.
Oh yeah. Well, it's like that one streamer did. He took that money, the other donations, and basically gave it to the Ronald McDonald Foundation, and basically told Burger King to just go fuck themselves.
Yeah.
That was fantastic.
Yeah. No, and I'm like that's peak Ross.
Yeah.
I don't know if you know
big brain time all over.
Yeah, I don't know if you know Ross from his time on like Steam Train and stuff.
I actually don't know.
So he used to be part of like Game Grumps.
Oh, okay.
Like he's like old friends with Ego Raptor. Like they're friends from the Newgrounds days.
Oh, interesting.
Back when Aaron lived in Florida and Ross lived in Australia.
Man, Newgrounds. That's a site I haven't been to in
I know,
quite
right?
some time.
But like that's peak him right now, and he's like one of the like premier Mario Maker level makers. Like he's been making a world throughout the whole pandemic, and he's almost done 40 levels.
Which, by the way, some of those guys do such extensively good work on that stuff. It's insane.
And like
Mario
he's
Maker people,
because he streams while he's making it, and he's since broken it up into like, here's me actually making the video, and here's the clear check. Because he's notorious for making very hard levels.
Yeah.
Especially like very hard boss levels. Like not Kaizo level, just really hard. But he's
give away any of those secrets.
I mean, he's like he's the Dark Souls of Mario Maker. He makes the Dark Souls levels of Mario. It's very tough but fair. He's like, here's a mechanic in a very safe environment that you're very unlikely to fail in.
Yeah.
If you do, boy, like, but like, here's a mechanic I'm going to use throughout. And then he expands on it, and he makes it a little more complicated, and he makes it a little bigger, and he makes it more like that's his thing. Is he actually he's an incredible game developer. So if he actually got a contract to make a full game, I trust that it would be fantastic. And it maybe like his, I think he said it himself, but his writing isn't very good, but his level design is beautiful.
Hell, you can hire a writer. That's fine.
Yeah.
There's lots of good writers
and like
out
that's the thing is like his attention to detail, because he's always also making it very aesthetically pleasing, because he's an animator.
Yeah.
And like, you know, he animated his own fucking like split splash screens and BRB stuff and all that good shit, which is great. Like, it's fantastic. And like, he's created a little brand for himself since he left, like, kind of left Game Grumps. He went a little more independent because Steam Train ended.
Yeah. Burger King.
But props to, like, I saw that Ross was on there and I was like, hey, that's Ross. And then I saw his response and I was like, yeah, that's Ross. It's because he's Australian as fuck.
That's awesome.
Like,
Australians are great.
His immediate response was like, American fast food isn't even that good. I could go buy like real food with that $5. And then he spends it on fucking Ronald McDonald House, of all places. Like, just a giant up yours to Burger King.
Yeah, that was the best part. Yeah. And I just love the fact that they didn't even use his footage when he came out with all of that.
Oh, I know. Well, because he went on such a blatant, like, anti-Burger King tirade when it happened. Everyone else was like, oh, what the hell? Or, oh, when are you going to sponsor me?
Yeah.
But he's just
been like, fuck Burger King.
Same.
Like, get that shit out of here. I would have refunded it just to really spite them.
Right?
I would have taken the loss of money and been like, fuck you guys.
Right? Like, I will lose $5 of my own money to make sure you don't give me $5.
Yeah. Or just set a $5 bill on fire right on stream. There's what I think of your fucking money.
Like, that's so shitty. That's such a shitty thing to do. And it's just like, and I love how their response was like, well, if they didn't want us to do it, they could just turn off the text-to-speech functionality. No! They shouldn't have to change their fan interaction so you can't be shitty.
I love how Burger King's response is basically a failed rape analogy.
Like, I know, right?
If you didn't want it, you should have just closed your legs. Like,
yeah,
wow.
It's fucking victim blaming is what it is. It's like, hey, we took advantage of you, and if you don't want us to take advantage of you, don't leave avenues open for us to take advantage of you. Yeah, no, don't be shitty.
Your mouth, you shouldn't have been yawning. What? Like,
yeah, right? Like, it's when it's as simple as, just don't be shitty.
Yeah, don't be ethically fucking on that borderline of, hey, we know this isn't illegal, but ethically we look like assholes.
Oh, right? Yeah.
What should we do?
Mm-hmm. Sure, they didn't... Like, they pushed it on terms of service in that regard.
Yeah, but it's still a gray area. They just
it's a super gray,
as close to that black line as humanly possible.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's...
They're gonna get a slap on the wrist from Twitch. They're gonna get a slap on the wrist from Streamlabs. But other than that,
yeah, if they even do, chances are they'll probably actually pay out to Twitch and Streamlabs and be like, "Oh, we're sorry, we won't let this happen again. Here's a blank check with a couple zeros on it. Do what you want with this." So
here's a bunch of money so we can do it again.
Yeah, I can
wink,
see that
wink, nudge, nudge. Like, it's just gonna get worse before it gets any better. Which is unfortunate, but the way has been set for how to deal with it. Don't interact with it as it happens, and then shame the fuck out of them.
Oh, 100%. Yeah, I wish I was famous so I could shame things.
I know, right?
That just pissed me off. Oh, that'd be great. I don't know what I would shame, but I'm sure I could find something to shame.
Yeah.
It's like endless possibilities.
I know, right?
It's just a game company that makes me mad. Shame. Just have the bell from Game of Thrones, or hire that person.
Right.
So she just like rings it in the background and just yells shame as I'm just going on a tirade about some company that pissed me off. It'd be great.
Or just make it a meme so that anytime anybody donates any money to your stream, just have that be the GIF of just shame. Just have a transparent GIF of that appear with your...
Yeah, that, or actually I need... So there's a bunch of audio, because I've been rewatching The Venture Brothers, and there's a bunch of audio that I need to rip from those episodes so I can just like update all of my audio for my stream setup, because some like a lot of it's just fantastic. There's one specific one where Brock is quote unquote disavowed by OSI, so he goes to the strip club where Hunter's working after he had the sex change, so he's like talking about how get in the plane, telling Dr. Venture get in the plane. He's like, you parked a secret supersonic experimental plane in front of a titty bar, you call that being inconspicuous? He's like, who taught you how to be a secret agent? Fucking Gallagher. It's just like that. I need that for something. I don't know what I need it for, but I need to have that on demand at any point in my life so I can just play it. Like, shit like that is fantastic. And
yeah,
I need more.
That's.
Which, by the way, again, watch Venture Brothers. I think we covered that in episode 1 or 2, but it's a fantastic.
Really great show. It's a shame it's not coming back.
What?
They canceled it.
I thought it was... What?
They canceled it.
How... Oh, are you fucking serious?
Yep. Adult Swim canceled Venture Brothers.
Oh, no, please. No. Don't do this to me. Please. No.
I'm just watching the stages of grief wash over your face right now.
Why? Why would that happen? No.
Because we don't get to have nice things anymore.
What the fuck is Adult Swim doing?
Bad stuff. Making terrible decisions.
Okay, so they tweeted it though, so it doesn't mean shit. But they did say we also want more Venture Brothers, and we've been working with Jackson and Doctor find another way to continue the Venture Brothers story. What the fuck, man? I didn't need this sad fucking news right now. This is awful.
Well,
Oh,
if it makes you feel any better, the the internet at large is ganging up against Apple in the whole Apple Epic thing.
oh, well, yeah. I mean, that was bound to happen. Let's be honest. There, nobody really likes Apple. Right?
Yeah, they put up with Apple.
Yeah, they put up with Apple.
But like, there's official statements of like actual companies, jumping in on the lawsuit and backing Epic. And I like, as much as I hate Epic and I think that the way they did this is awful. Also, fuck Apple.
Yeah. Well, I mean, let's be honest. The 30% fee in this day and age is unnecessary, considering that used to be around for physical purposes only.
Maintaining physical stock. It's not...
And pulling physical stock. But
exactly.
now everything's fucking digital, so, like, you can cut that fee in half and still make a buttload of money.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that whole thing is...
See, now, if Google wants to be just massive brain, they'll just slash their fucking fee, and everybody's gonna jump ship.
Oh, 100%. 100%. It'll be hilarious. And all
I know. Like, even if they cut it to like 15, even just 15% or even 10, they'd still be making money hand over fist.
Yeah.
And they would get a lot more usership because people are just going to jump, because suddenly Android's going to have all the good apps.
Yeah.
And like, that's one of my issues is like, most of the good apps go to Apple because Apple has their little bubble that everything is in. So like, every device has the same operating system. Every device has standardization. Like, I understand why it happens, but at the same time, like, I've talked to my cousin who is an app developer, and he's developed a few apps, but he only makes them available on Apple. And he's like, well, it's just easier. And I was like, okay, so you're a lazy developer. You don't want to put in a little bit of extra work to get more out of to get more out of what you're doing. Is like, you're doing the bare minimum to get what you can instead of doing a little bit extra to get more.
He's pulling an Adobe. I mean, let's be honest. Adobe doesn't work for anything, but that's just lazy development. So
yeah.
I still don't know how they're gonna transition everything over to ARM. Like, that's gonna be a fucking nightmare for them.
Yeah. Because they're on a 64-bit platform now, right?
I think so. I don't know, honestly. I believe so, though. That sounds about right. Actually, yeah, that is.
I mean, they're either on 64 or x86. It's one of the two.
Yeah. The last pirated copy of Photoshop that I had, 64-bit. So.
Like,
why would I pay for that?
Yeah.
Why?
Okay.
Adobe, really? Why? Your support system? It's garbage. It's fucking garbage. By the way, monthly subscriptions? Fuck out of here with that shit. I want standalone software. You dumb pieces of shit. Get that through your head. Every developer out there, I shouldn't have to pay monthly or yearly for a subscription-based software service. That's stupid.
It is.
I hate you all.
It really is. Like,
it.
When I first started getting it, I was like, yeah, I want to like learn Adobe Premiere and all this. So I was like, it's $20 a month. Yeah. Fuck that.
So like, unless you're actually making money off of it, you're either stuck to pirating it, which it's bad. It's not the smart thing to do, but Adobe has too much money.
At this point in this current like status of everything, pirate everything.
Why? Whoa! All right, look. Let's put a disclaimer on there. Pirate something to see if you will actually like it, and if you do like it, I would suggest then spending money on it. This mostly goes out to things like games, music, or movies. Not so much movies, mostly music and games.
Yeah.
At least I know for me personally, initially I pirated The Witcher 3 just because I didn't have the money at the time. I still wanted to try it and see if I liked it.
But then
I
you bought it.
liked it, and then I bought it on Steam. So,
And like that's a thing, but like for me, between all of the different streaming platforms with all their different exclusives, don't support
oh
that
yeah,
shit. Don't support
yeah, no,
that shit. If it's
I don't support that.
if it's a streaming platform specific, like streaming platform exclusive, pirate that shit.
Oh, 100%. Yeah.
Don't support that. Do not give
Yeah,
them money for that.
yeah. I, I mean, unless it's something like Amazon Prime, in which everybody has because deliveries are free and shit like that, then you don't have to worry about it.
I don't have Amazon Prime.
Oh, you know?
No. I
Why do I have Amazon Prime? I don't even remember.
like
I order a lot of shit. That's probably why.
I will specifically wait a little bit extra and pay a little bit more for things just to not give Amazon money.
Yeah, I don't know. I use Amazon a lot though. Why do I use Amazon? Probably because I'm lazy and don't want to look at other websites.
Like, and it's a matter of, so it's a multifold issue. I don't want to give Amazon money. I don't like the way they run their business, and I don't like the way they treat their people. So I don't want to give them my money.
You don't like the fact that they made over what their stock went up over 50% during a pandemic?
Yeah,
What?
no, I'm not a fan of that. So I don't like giving them money because I don't like their business practices and I don't like the way they treat their people. It also puts upon me I have to have the thought process of, instead of just like, oh, I can just order that on Amazon and it'll be here in a couple days, is like, do I really want that thing?
Mm.
Because I have to consider, and I'm willing to pay these little bit extras to potentially support smaller businesses. And I recognize that in some cases it is actually better to buy from small businesses on Amazon because the handling fees make it a little better. Like I've seen an explanation of it that was very basic and I only kind of understood it, but like for a small business, handling all of that on one end, on just them, they actually end up making less of a profit than buying it through Amazon, even if Amazon is selling it for cheaper than their own store. Because all of the back end, like part of the reason it's cheaper on Amazon is because a lot of the back end stuff is handled by Amazon. At least that's that was my takeaway from it. But it puts upon me the actual thinking of, okay, do I need this thing? How badly do I need this thing? Can I wait? Yeah. Can I wait a couple extra days? Usually the answer is yes.
Yeah, I think that's generally the answer for everybody.
Like usually the answer is yes, so I'm able to actually like take a minute and think about the purchases I'm making and be more conscious with the purchases I'm making. It also gets me actually going to a physical location.
I can't have any of that.
Well, yeah, it also generally gets, like, it's got me looking for, like, as a hobbyist, as someone who does miniature hobby things, it has me looking for local hobby shops and local stores to go spend my money there.
Yeah, yeah.
So I'm actually putting my money directly into the local economy.
Yeah, and generally, at least personally, I feel like you would get better products and quality from like a local hobby shop. At least you would be able to, I guess, see what you're actually getting.
Exactly.
Where, Amazon, it's like, okay, there's a picture, but the fuck is that telling me other than, hey, look, it's a picture of paint.
Right? Like when I bought those minis for the charity project, I had no idea how fucking big the box was.
Yeah.
And, but I got it and it was way smaller than I thought it would be. But once I opened it up and saw all the fucking sprues in there, I was like, yeah, okay.
That's funny. When you're trying to remember what you're supposed to type to somebody and you just totally blanked on what you're going to type to them?
No.
Yeah, that's me right now. I totally just forgot what I was gonna message to somebody who
Aw.
just texted me something. Words elude me today. Uh oh, did you see the drama with the new 30 series cards?
Which drama?
Okay, so obviously, on paper the cards looked a lot better,
Right.
realistically,
They looked
than what they were.
they were advertised to be a much different thing than what they were.
Yes. With that said, every company is guilty of doing that.
Absolutely.
So I can't even really be mad because I mean that's what I assumed anyways. But now there's issues with the cards crashing because there's issues with the power delivery system, and basically these things are way too on the edge already. That there's some cards that are essentially crashing in game constantly, or just anything like that.
And that was something that I saw get brought up. I think it was a friend of mine who brought that up. Is like, okay, so the 3090 cards are, they basically just threw out the general 300-watt ceiling
Yeah.
power requirement
Mm-hmm.
that a lot of like server farms and rendering farms depend on for things like the quadros,
Yeah.
because the quadros are always they always have more power to them, and if the base card is already way overpowered, what's that going to look like for the like top tier production quality card?
Yeah.
Pardon me.
We
So
saved
what,
your
like,
soul because we said bless you. I think that's how that goes, right?
just Gesundheit is preferred because it directly translates to good health.
Tight. Good health.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Anyway, so it's
Top tier cards.
the quadro cards. Like, what's their power draw gonna look like?
Yeah.
And what's that gonna mean for you know, big companies that have their render farms and need that power cap because that's part of their budget. Also,
I'm gonna guess and say 500 watts.
probably.
Is probably where that's at.
And like, okay, the 3090 is not the Titan equivalent.
Yeah.
Which, okay, it's the 3090's a $1,500 card with a 15% increase over the 3080.
Over 3080. Yeah.
Okay, so the Titan might be a little stronger than that. First off, what the fuck are they going to call it? Because we got the Titan, we got the Titan X, we got the Titan RTX. What are they going to call this one?
Well, I mean, technically, so the 3090 is better. What is better than the RTX Titan? In terms of...
Well, like, yes, it's better than the RTX Titan, but they're like, okay, so what's the Ampere Titan going to look like? What's the power requirement going to be? What's the output going to look like? Like, because they have said, because NVIDIA specifically said that the 3090 is not a Titan replacement.
No, it's not, but I don't think they can actually create a Titan replacement now that they've released this card. There's no way.
And like that's the problem with it is, okay, so you're looking at a 100% price increase over the 3080 for the 3090.
Right. But technically
for a
$1,000 cheaper than an RTX Titan.
Yes.
And outperforms it.
Yes. And then but that's only for a 15% performance increase. What was the performance difference between the Titan RTX and the 2080, or even the 2080 Ti?
I don't recall numbers per se, but at that point it comes down to the VRAM. Having the 24 gigs means you can actually, in some cases, the 3080 could not do render tests because it does not have enough VRAM to cover it. So that's where the argument is that yes, it's $1,500, but it's technically $1,000 cheaper than an RTX Titan, while still giving you better performance than an RTX Titan, and having the, maybe yes, it's only 15% more than a 3080, but it's got the VRAM to cover, so you can actually do more in the rendering space.
Fair. But the specific concern I have is that NVIDIA is stating that, didn't they say that they have a Titan or a Titan equivalent on the
I don't know if they
horizon?
ever stated that. I mean, Gigabyte basically leaked out that yes, there's going to be a 20 or a 3080 Ti, a 3070 Ti, or super variant. I think it's a Ti variant though, and a 3060 Ti. So, and we know that the
Which, I mean,
3080 Ti is going to have 20 gigs of VRAM,
yeah, and like
and
that's
it'll be priced, I'm guessing, somewhere in the realm of 1,000 to 1,100,
yeah. But
realistically.
it's one of those is like, okay, yeah, that's happening, to literally nobody's surprise.
Yeah.
And
Oh
it's
no,
gonna
I
be out in 6 months.
yeah, realistically.
That's the way it always goes.
Yeah. Well, I mean, let's be honest. And any person who buys anything brand new, especially in the tech space, like, I don't know if they just do it because they have the money for it, or if they really are that dumb and thinking that this is the best that it will ever be. Um, yeah, I don't know what their thought process
Like,
is, but
unless you're doing it for the purpose of buying a graphics card to last you the next 4 to 5 years,
maybe.
that's fine. But I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. All I know is that there's a lot of angry people because these things are crashing
And
because
like,
power delivery
I
is an issue.
I hate to do this, but like, can we talk about how badly Linus shat the bed on the 30 series reviews?
I felt like they were fair.
Well, and like, it's not that the reviews themselves were bad, it's that the information given was not good and the tone of the review was not good. There was a lot
Yeah,
of in both of the reviews for the 3080 and the 3090, there was a hardcore, like, there was a lot of what felt like just Nvidia fanboyism,
oh, 100%.
which I didn't see in. I only watched the hardware unbox for the 3080, but I didn't see that there. That was, and he had a wider range. Linus only ever does the top three previous gen Nvidia cards, and then whatever the top AMD card is at the time.
Yeah,
Which, that's not a fair comparison at all.
no, and that's why I go I so I personally I watch Linus because first I want to see if he drops something, uh, which I think he almost dropped the 3080 if memory serves, but I personally watch Linus because it's more or less, yes, it's a tech review, but it's more of the light-hearted tech review. Like, whoa, look at this cool technology. By the way, this 8K TV is 30 grand and you're never going to be able to afford one. But
And
hey, I played Doom Eternal on it with the 3090, so that was
which
pretty
is
cool.
which is fine and in and of itself, but okay, now we're looking at the specific point I'm looking at is in his 3090 review. He had the, like, look at the comparison of native 4K to native 8K to 8K with DLSS. Who's gonna see that? First off, YouTube rendering's gonna destroy. YouTube compression's gonna destroy any difference. I
Yeah.
was watching it on a 4K monitor and I could barely see anything.
Yeah.
So it's like, how?
That and
Who
what
thought that was a good idea? Who thought
well
that was a good idea?
that and realistically, there's no 8K content out there.
No.
That, like, oh, what in Control, Doom, it's like, that's great. There's a few games,
That required DLSS though
yeah, that
to
require
do to get
DLSS,
the upscaling.
which is why, like I said, I think that's Nvidia's future right there. Is
They
their
really
ability,
they really got something with
that is by far pretty. That has me more interested than anything else, to be honest.
Oh yeah.
On that side, as well as just some of the other software things they were coming out with to work with Nvidia, or to work with their graphics cards. But that's the thing. Like, I personally, they're like 3090 can do 8K gaming, and all I heard was, "Oh, that's cool. There's a feature that won't be accessible for the next probably 10 years, realistically."
Right? because, okay, like, yes, we've seen 8K monitors, but they're never that good.
No, and they're fucking expensive.
Yeah.
The cheapest one you can get is like $4,000 right now.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, I'm not gonna drop $4,000. I got in trouble when I spent $800 on a monitor. You think I'm gonna try to swing a 4K, like an 8K monitor?
No.
Fuck no. I'll lose my life. I will literally be dead. You'll hear that some guy got murdered because he bought an 8K monitor and didn't fucking clear it first.
Okay. Hold that thought. I have to pee.
Oh man. So you want me to entertain people now by myself?
I mean, you can. I was just gonna cut out in post, but you absolutely can if you want to.
This will be even better. This will be like a mystery.
There you go.
Because you have no idea.
I won't see it until I'm editing this later.
All right, let's do it.
All right,
keep it
cool.
going.
Okay, I'll be right back.
All right, it's the solo show.
Sorry, my back teeth are floating. I'm dying here.
It's fine. Go pee. Go pee. Oh man. All right, but here's the thing. Bless NVIDIA for the small advancements that they do make, because real-time ray tracing, whether you want to say it's a gimmick or not, it's a thing that happened, and it's a big thing that happened because before you would have to do all of that in post-process. Being able to do it on the fly in a video game, whether or not you think it's important, it adds anything to the game, that's not the point. It's the fact that they pulled it off, and they pulled it off in what I would consider a cheap scale. And it was an introduction to the entirety of it. Now you've got second-gen cores, third-gen cores, and you're looking at things. So like I said, I think the Holocaust is a hoax. I think we can all get on that board. No, I didn't actually say that. I was just talking about how people were bitching about ray tracing being a gimmick. Look where it is now, things of that nature.
I definitely, like, when it came out, I was iffy about it, and that's how I am. That's how I am about any technology. Is like, okay, it could be better, but it's new.
It's new, and the thing is before, ray tracing would have to be put in post production.
Mm-hmm.
Being able to see it done on the fly in a game, that's huge. Like,
yeah. Oh, absolutely.
Did it come with a massive markup? Yeah, it did. But it's a brand new technology, and I think it's going to get to the point where it'll be the norm. It'll be the normal thing that everybody looks at, and then they'll go back to a game from, pre ray tracing and go, "Oh, this looks like garbage. What is this pre-rendered reflection bullshit?" Like,
right. And
it's like with anything.
It was one of those. Is like, okay, right now it's not worth it. With the 20 series, it wasn't worth it. It got better. Yeah. Especially once, like, titles actually came out and supported it. So, like, even Minecraft RTX. Holy shit.
Yeah, that's still something that's crazy.
But now that more games with ray tracing are coming out, it's actually, like, worth it. And we're not seeing as much of a performance drop.
Yeah.
As when it first came out. Because when it first came out, it would, like, cut performance in half. And it's like, this is great, but...
Yeah. My frames. I got to have my frames.
Exactly. But now we're seeing good frame rates with ray tracing on. Which is... bravo. I mean, quite frankly. And a lot of that is thanks to DLSS. And, like, that's part of it. It's an AI that is learning what needs to be done to make it look good. That's where we get. That's how that upscaling looks so good.
Yeah, which is actually another one of the reasons why I want to get Death Stranding, because I want to see what the DLSS looks like with that.
Mm-hmm.
Because I mean, I play on an ultra wide, so I'm in that weird space. Between the whole 1440p and 4K.
Yeah.
Where it's like, I see a lot of these reviews with frame rates, and I'm like, what does that fucking mean for ultra wide though? Like, I need. And
that's that's the thing is, ultra wide is super underrepresented.
It really is. There's a few sites that do it, but it's definitely Now that's funny because Jay's 2 cents, he put out a tweet that basically said, "Hey, should we represent ultra wide monitors?" And I was like, "Yes." I was like, "At least for Founders Edition cards. Like I don't need to see third party. I can basically spec out what it's going to be from that. But like seeing it with newly released Founders cards, like that's what I want to see.
Yeah.
So I'm hopeful that he does that because I think he got a pretty good idea that yes, people do want to see that. At
Because
least for
ultra wides are a lot more accessible now,
they are,
and a lot
they
more
are
people
more than
have
used to
them.
be. Yeah, despite Steam hardware surveys, which represents I think 0.97%.
Such a small amount of such a small amount of people have them anymore. And it's like I'd like one. If I wouldn't mind having one. I really want that Samsung one.
The G9.
Yeah.
Ooh, that thing is, it's so big.
But that's the thing is like I could set it up at an angle, so I've got like the same basic setup that I have now, where I have like what looks like one monitor directly in front of me, and then another one off to the side, so I can use it for when I'm watching shit or monitoring stuff while I'm painting.
Dude, it's man.
And I do want to do more painting streams.
Oh, dude,
and
you totally should.
And I want to do that, and I want to do at least occasional game streams. Like my friends and I are really getting into Among Us because holy fucking shit, that game is so much fun.
That's what everybody says. I personally am just like, I don't know. I can lie enough where I probably don't need to do it in a video game.
Did you? I mean, so you know how the game works, and you know No, like it's one thing when you're watching it. It's a completely other thing when you're actually playing. Even with just like 5 people, which I played a couple games last night with 5 people, and I hate it because anytime somebody's brand new and has never played the game before, they're the imposter. Every time I have played, the first person who is playing it for the first time is the imposter.
That's awesome. Yeah, I've seen a lot of streamers playing that game. I've seen a lot of people get ragey at that game. And it's just kind of like, Jesus, calm down.
Like
right?
the fun is just like you get that like, oh fuck, I got killed. Well, now I got to sit here and watch all my friends be idiots.
Yeah, that's the best part.
Like I have one friend. He's really good at it. Like you want to talk about big brain strats. Like this dude is 300 IQ through and through. He had me fucking last. Like he killed somebody. He got us down to, or no, he got us down to like most of us had our tasks complete, and he sets off the reactor. So he just sets it off and fucking waits there for someone to show up, and he shows up, and I was like, oh, that motherfucker's gonna kill me, and he killed me right in front of somebody, but they were just out of field of view.
Oh my god.
So he could see that they were there, but they couldn't see the kill happen.
Oh.
And then he fucking got away with it. With 5 people.
That's awesome.
Like, they ejected the wrong person after that. And then he got away with it. And I was like, you... And he's like, I'd like to thank my brother and my sister and all these... all of my siblings for teaching me how to be a horrible person.
That's awesome. Now you have to wonder if he's a serial killer.
Well, it's like I'd like to thank my brother for teaching me to be a backstabbing liar. I'd like to thank my sister for teaching me how to be a stank ass hoe.
That's funny.
But I'm excited to play. Like every time I play, I'm just like I want to do more. It's so fun.
Yeah, I don't know. I'll probably get it at some point. I'm sure. It's only like $5.
It's
right?
$5, and like a lot of people are like, "Oh, this game just came out." No, that game's 2 years old.
Is it really?
It's 2 years. It came out in June 2018.
Holy crap!
And what a lot of people don't realize is before it exploded, they had been working on Among Us 2.
Oh, I saw that.
They had been working on Among Us 2, and then they announced yesterday, we're not gonna do that. We're just gonna take all the stuff that we were gonna do with 2 and put it into this because obviously this is popular.
That's pretty awesome.
And they went from like a paltry number of people on their servers to like 70 to 100,000 people at a time.
Damn.
Worldwide. And it exploded overnight. It just came out of like, and that was the thing, is there was no like, you can usually point to a game and be like, oh yeah, that guy made this game big.
So there was no streamer that was like really
like there was no huge streamer that was just like, hey, I'm doing this. It was just like a bunch of people just started playing it, and it got super popular. It's now more watched than Fortnite on Twitch. It's the number one most watched stream, like the number one most watched game on Twitch right now for weeks.
That tracks. That probably will get overshadowed by League of Legends, but that's only because the World Championship's happening now. So
yeah, and it's League of Legends is third.
Let's see here. Why is just chatting always top? What the fuck are you people talking about? Actually, I'm sorry. When this show comes on, you should definitely go.
No, this is listed as podcasts.
Oh, well then.
This is listed as podcast. Hey, just chatting is what I list my mini painting under. Fuck you.
Wait, they have a specific mini painting place.
You can. So it's like overall just chatting, and then you put in the mini keyword.
Oh, okay. Well, I didn't know that. I thought there was a specific art section for like. Did they get rid of that?
Maybe? I don't fucking know. I mean, I could check.
Man, that has me like wanting to check. But yeah, Among Us is third right now. That's crazy. Why the hell does Minecraft have so many viewers? Oh, there's a Minecraft Championship. What the fuck is a Minecraft Championship? I'm so confused. I'm sorry. Look, Minecraft community, I don't know what the fuck goes on. These people are literally racing.
Dude, have you seen a Minecraft speedrun?
Yeah, that shit's crazy, dude.
Like, to be good at a Minecraft speedrun is insane.
Yeah, I mean, there's RNG as well, but hot damn, dude.
Well, and that's the thing is, like, it's all RNG. You have to make sure you get in a good biome. You have to make sure you start in a good biome. You have to make sure that there's...
I need to stop watching this. Sorry. That might be why there's like over 200k people watching that right now, because I have no idea what I was watching and I was just sucked into it. But yeah, Minecraft speedruns. Holy shit, those are pretty nutty.
Yeah.
Also, I don't know why. What? Oh man. All right, just chatting is a cesspool. Jesus.
There is a lot of shit in there, and a lot of it
is
is like they don't limit it to what specifically they're doing. So like, yes, my mini painting was listed as just chatting, but I also had it refined to the mini hobby, which allowed people to find me, which is a much smaller subsection of just chatting.
Yeah.
Because it's specific
talk shows and podcasts.
Yeah,
that's cool. I didn't know that.
We're listed under talk shows and podcasts because I was like, hey, that's a thing. Let's do that.
Man, there's a lot of games out there. Holy crap.
A little bit. It's a lot going on. But like my buddy got big on Twitch. He actually says his biggest mistake, I was just talking to him about this last night, his biggest mistake in life was quitting streaming.
Oh, really?
He quit streaming to focus on college because he was trying to be a video game designer. So he was going to school, and 3 months after he quit streaming, he failed out of college.
Oh,
and he lost his scholarships because he went, like, he didn't specifically fail out of college, but he couldn't afford to go to college anymore because he lost his scholarships. He had to maintain a 3.5, and he ended up with a 3.3 at the end of the quarter.
Oh my god.
So like, and he had a friend who, like, he had a bunch of friends that he was talking to about it, and he's like trying to get their advice on it. And he's like, you know, do I focus on college or do I drop out of college and focus on streaming? Most of his friends were like, dude, focus on college, get you some marketable skills, this, that, and the other thing. And he had one friend who was like, focus on streaming, do that.
Man. How long ago was this? Was this like
This was like 2013,
so like
right when it started
like
to get big.
right when like
He had
Twitch bought Justin TV?
he
And
had like
that whole...
he had like 1,000 followers.
Oh yeah, dude. That
He
would have
like
been
he was on the ground floor, and that was the thing is okay. So
shit.
the friend who told him to keep streaming now
Yeah.
has 1.4 million followers.
What?
Yeah,
Who the fuck? Who do you know?
people. It gets even crazy. It's
Dude, tell me off air. I'm generally curious who you know. Like,
so it
that's
gets
crazy.
even crazier. So like I knew about that story of like, oh yeah, I was friends with this like really big streamer, and
Yeah.
it and I was like, oh, that's cool. It's like, you know, little connections like that. And the guy lives in Vancouver, by the way, like Vancouver, Washington.
Hold on, I'm gonna type a name in chat. You tell me
That'll
if I'm right.
that'll.
Oh, is that gonna pop up?
Well, no, it won't pop up here.
Okay. I'm gonna text you a name. You let me know if I'm close. Because there's only one person I can think of. I'm fairly certain that lives in the Vancouver area.
Yeah, and anybody who pays attention is gonna know. Probably.
Good lord, why are you so far down on my text list?
Because we don't text, we talk over Discord. Like
Yeah, that's
like big boys. People who live in the 21st century. SMS? What is that garbage?
What?
Um,
I could be wrong. Don't get me wrong. I definitely could be wrong. Actually, shit, there's a couple streamers I can think of that live in the, well, Pacific Northwest in general. But
not him.
is it somebody that rolls with his group?
I
Or
don't
that
think
he
so.
plays with consistently? Oh god. See, it's gonna be one of those things where I probably know, but I don't just want to throw random names out there. So
Oh, okay. I remember the name.
this makes, by the way, this makes for a riveting podcast.
I know, right?
Us
Us
texting back and forth to
texting.
each other. Oh no shit. That's
Yeah.
crazy. All right, that would have been probably the third guess on my list. But...
So yeah, he was friends with him back in the day.
Shit, he should rekindle that friendship and then maybe.
Well, okay. So here's where it gets super weird, and
Yeah.
like my connection to this guy gets weird. So
Okay.
at the beginning of 2020, I was training to be a bus driver,
Yes.
and I was driving around, and I I'm driving around an area in the school district, just learning how to drive a bus, and the lady who's training me, she was like, "Oh yeah, no, do you watch Twitch?" And I was like, a little bit, like I'm aware of it. She was like, "Oh well,
Yeah.
there's a really big streamer who lives just up the way. My daughter's been friends with him since childhood." And I was like, "No shit."
Wow.
And I guess like him and my trainer's daughter like still keep in touch and still like hang out every now and then. And I guess he just had to move because he got doxxed. Or at least he had
Oh shit.
like someone found out where he lived, so he had to like move like way up into the fucking boonies.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I mean, I feel like if I was a big name streamer, like constantly pulling in 50K plus viewers for, 10 hours, 8 hours a day, whatever.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure I would just have a legit office where I streamed from and not actually,
Not your house.
yeah, not my fucking house. But yeah.
But that's the thing of like if people know your name and you don't go through the proper channels, people can still find your house.
Oh yeah.
Especially if you own a house. Like those records are just public. But there are things you can do to kind of hide that.
Yeah. Have a third party take care of fucking everything.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah, it was one of those like neat little
That's pretty cool.
Like it was that guy who was like, no, like focus on streaming. You got a good thing going. Don't stop.
See, I wish I knew like a big time streamer was like, yeah, he was a fucking piece of shit in high school. You know, he shit his pants one day in PE. We used to call him Shitty Pants for a while. You know? Like, yeah, I'm still friends with him, but yeah, I still bring up that story about how he shit his pants. You know?
Yeah,
like that's just.
It's like
that'd be great.
No, I like him, but you know, he shit his pants that one time, and I'm never gonna let him forget that.
Yeah, I would never. I don't care how much money he's fucking worth. You know, that dude shit his pants, and we all saw.
He was nearly an adult, and he pooped in his pants. You don't live that down. You just don't.
No, God, no. I could tell some stories, but I really don't want to.
Save it for the tell-all book.
The tell-all book.
I was friends with Jim Bob McGee in high school, and he pooped his pants one time. That's the title of the book. That's the all of the words are just on a separate page, and that's the book.
Yeah. 400 pages. 400.
It's like the first 5 pages are just I was friends with, and then it's just blank pages the whole way, or just line by line, just like Bart Simpson's intro style.
Yeah, that would work too.
Just chunks. Awesome. I was friends with so and so, or chapter by chapter, but it's 400 chapters, also 400 pages. Chapter 1, I was friends with Jim Bob McGee, and he pooped his pants in high school. Chapter 2, awesome. I was friends with Jim Bob McGee.
And somehow it would end up on the New York Times bestselling list.
Absolutely, because it's about Jim Bob McGee.
Yeah, that's something actually that you take to 4chan, and then they get that into the New York Times
absolutely,
bestselling list.
Absolutely.
And then you get on talk shows, and you just it's skyrocket from there. You become a hero.
It's like
you become president.
It's like that South Park episode is the Scrody McBooger Balls or whatever. Yeah. It's like one of the top selling books of all time, but it's just grotesque.
Yes.
And everybody's just reading it out loud. Like Butters is getting all the credit, but the boys wrote it because they didn't want to get in trouble, and they're like, "Oh my god, this is this is amazing."
That's crazy. That's pretty cool.
It's just one of those.
Your friend should have kept streaming, man.
He regularly counts that as one of his biggest mistakes. He wants to get back into it.
He should get back into it.
He wants to get back to it, and I completely support him doing so.
Dude, I'm of the mindset that if you have a quality stream, people will come to it. If you have a consistent quality stream, people will show up for it.
Oh yeah. And he finally has a computer again, so he's thinking about getting to it.
100%.
And I completely support, and he's going to be the DM for the D&D podcast that will eventually be on this channel. It was going to be on, it probably would have been on this channel by now if fucking COVID hadn't happened.
Damn you, COVID.
We were literally getting the ball rolling on getting things started. We were having regular meetings of actually talking to each other, and we had hired a friend to do character art. We had hired Tina's husband to do the music for the show, compose music for the show.
I love Jesse.
And he was so on board with it, and he was getting on, going for it, and then all this shit happened. We had secured a space that we were going to start working on and getting that set up, and
yeah. But hey, at least
fuck
now, at least now, since we started this podcast first, now I get to be on the ground floor for everything. So
oh yeah.
That's the cool part.
And that's part of what's going on is we wanted it to be a variety channel.
Well, shit, it doesn't get more variety than introducing me into anything.
But we want to have crosstalk between all the shows. Juliana and Tina are going to be hosting their own show, their own podcast with they're actually going to have a specific theme for their podcast. Ooh. I mean,
random is a theme, okay, and we pull it off quite well.
Oh boy, howdy! But I actually mentioned it last week on my painting stream, and I had a couple of my friends and were like, that actually sounds really interesting because they're talking about kind of the dichotomy of wanting to live a sustainable lifestyle,
yeah,
on a budget.
Yeah.
And those two are generally pretty opposing, because to get into being sustainable is usually fairly expensive.
Oh yeah.
But if you think about it, in the long run, you end up saving money. So it's they're thinking about, like, they've been talking for like a month now every week just about how they want to structure things. Like, they already have a blog up, Sustainable Sauceruses.
Fuck, they're doing better than us.
Well, and it helped that Tina already had a relatively successful blog.
Oh, okay.
On her
that's
own.
Cool. I didn't know that.
Like, she had a relatively successful blog on her own that she has since scrapped, and it was Late Summer Mama, but she has kind of put that by the wayside and looped Juliana into it to make it the Sustainable Sauceruses.
I like it. Is that the
That's going to be the name of the show and the name of the blog.
Ooh, boy howdy. That just rolls off the tongue too. Sustainable. Did you say, what was the Sustainable Sauceruses?
Sauceruses.
Sauceruses.
Yeah.
Sustainable Sauceruses.
But they're also going to be hosted on this channel. They might have an episode recorded by the time this episode goes up. I'm going to be the producer for the show, so I'm going to encourage them to have a backlog like we do.
Yes. Dude, that backlog.
Hi, 2 weeks from now.
Shit, is it 2 weeks?
It's a 2-week backlog.
Yeah, I don't.
Episode 4 went up on Wednesday. We're recording episode 6.
Oh yeah, okay. I see. For me, it's just like you tell me to get online and just, roll out of bed and get on.
and that's the nature. Like, I have kind of just committed myself to being the producer for this channel in all regards. Yeah. Whatever content goes up, and I'm fine with that. That's what I want to do. Like, I'm actually really excited. I really hope that this channel as a whole takes off and grows, so I can make that my career. Like, as much as I love being a bus driver, and as much as that's a solid career, this is what I actually want to do.
So if that's what you want to do, there's a few Twitch people that you might want to see if you could connect with that might have some good advice as far as like being a producer over multiple shows and things like that. I'll send you some names after the podcast.
Okay.
Because that might be, they're somewhat big, so I don't know if they'll be like, oh, I don't have time for this, like, to answer everybody type.
Right.
Things, but
worst case scenario, I can just throw a tweet their way and.
Yeah, it might be a source of just other information as well that they may have up on their Twitter or Twitch page that I'm not aware of, so
we'll figure it out.
But yeah, that's.
But I like content production. I've always enjoyed content production. Even when I was a little kid, I loved just, I had a little fucking DV tape handy cam thing that I made little shitty home movies with. And
please tell me this still exists somewhere.
Maybe.
Oh God, I need to find
maybe. But I also did like my little stop motion animation with my like 0.5 megapixel digital camera.
0.5 megapixel.
With no flash and no like screen, so I couldn't see anything until I uploaded it to and it had like a 2-second delay too, so it was like I made sure I had to have it on a little tiny tripod. I had to click the button, and it was like, click, wait, okay.
That's awesome.
But, I'd make little, like, 1-minute videos and just, like, stop-motion animation with my little Bionicle Lego Man characters, which I had a lot of fun with. I was cranking them out. Like, I'd spend months at a time to get, 1 minute of video.
Wow.
And it's like that episode of Parks and Recreation where Ben's losing his mind.
Thinking about that.
It is like, is this the product of somebody with depression?
I compared this to Avatar.
It's like,
oh man,
no, that can't be it. That can't be it.
The realization that it took him months to get that.
To get like
just that
30 seconds, like 10
I don't
seconds.
Even think it was like 10 seconds. I told Leslie This
This was like
this was amazing. I
compared
compared this
to
to
Avatar.
Chris.
It's like, I'm not depressed. Is this something that a depressed person would make?
Yes, the answer
Yes.
is yes.
Oh, yeah.
That was horrific, and nobody should have ever.
I was incredibly depressed as a child. So absolutely.
I guess I have never been that depressed. I've never gone to the route of stop motion. So, man, today I learned.
But to get back to the point of like, that was the thing that I did. I tried doing the YouTube thing a while, and I did it for a good 6 months. Like, I tried vlogging. No.
Yeah,
I tried
find
like
vlogging weird.
it.
I don't know.
It was an interesting exercise in, because I tried going more like the Casey Neistat style instead of just turn a camera on and talking to a camera for a minute. But like, I tried actually telling a story with it.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, Casey Neistat's back.
Oh, really?
He's doing dailies again. He has been for like 2 weeks
nice.
now. He started like in earnest on like September 10th, because he always makes a video on September 11th because he was fucking there.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
I didn't know he was back.
yeah, no, he just came back like a couple weeks ago.
I'll check that out.
I mean, and he's also doing like much shorter videos, so he's only doing like 5 minutes at a time. Because he's a lot busier now, like
Yeah.
ish, yes and no. Because he moved to LA to be closer to his family, like his immediate family. Because he's got 2 small children now,
Oh, jeez.
so he's got 2 kids under 5.
Oh, shit, that would suck. I'm sorry. Dude, for people who have kids, like, and love kids, great on you. I realized at a young age that I never wanted my own kids. I will never have my own kids. So, spoiler alert, Shasta, in case you weren't aware, even though I've been saying it forever, I never want to have kids.
The internet knows now.
Yeah, the internet is well aware, and they will keep me on a straight and narrow path. I'm fine with, like, looking after kids. You know, like my nieces and my nephew and stuff. I would hang out with them and we would chill, but
yeah,
fuck having my own kids.
I've been toying with the idea of doing
Kids?
another God, no. Doing another vlog type thing in the style of Jan Casey Neistat. Which is funny because like right when I started trying to get into vlogging like that, I literally found a pair of Ray-Bans on the ground.
Oh, that's funny.
I straight up found a pair of Ray-Ban Wayfarers, $200 sunglasses, just on the ground. I still have them.
Go.
I still have them. And they're little, like, weird. They're actually made out of pressed denim. Yeah, so they, like, glued denim together.
That sounds uncomfortable.
It's not bad. Again, they were used, so they were a little worn down already. But they, like, it's like, if you look at it, it's actually, like, layered denim with the sunglasses pressed in it. But I was like, I mean, I kind of always I like the look of Wayfarers.
Yeah.
But I was like, I'm not going to pay fucking $200 for sunglasses that are only okay.
Yeah. No. Nobody should pay that much for sunglasses. If you do, you should really reconsider some things in your life.
Yeah. But
I will judge you automatically. If
I
you
paid
have
$0 for some of the most expensive sunglasses on the market that are purely a fashion statement.
Yeah.
And yeah, I still have them. I still wear them all the time.
Yeah.
Those were the few pairs of sunglasses I haven't just lost.
I remember when I found $40 on the ground, and I thought I was like king shit.
Well, it was like I found the sunglasses and I was like, well, holy shit. Okay. Ground score. Neat. So I grabbed them, threw them on. And then like I looked up what they were and I was like, these are fucking $200 sunglasses. Okay.
That's awesome. This shirt was $5. So
I think
actually, this shirt was free. Never mind. It's got a pocket though, so that's handy.
There you go. Hey, look at that. Big brain.
Yeah. Big brain time. Holds my phone. I never use pockets on shirts, but it's there.
If I have them, I use them. But I won't go out of my way to get a shirt with a pocket.
Yeah, I don't know, it was a free shirt though. So that should just give you a glimpse of my fashion and how I like to do things. So
If I can just wear a shirt,
yeah.
Society deems I need something to cover my body when I go out into public.
Which actually,
So if I
guess,
have,
well, yeah, it's still technically true. Guys
if I-
can't just walk everywhere shirtless.
yeah, because I go like grocery shopping sometimes.
Yeah. Well, wouldn't that be a weirder society if like men were just expected to not wear shirts everywhere? Like,
I mean, if you really want to know what that's like, just go to Southern California for a bit.
Dude, I know. What it's like. Having grown up there, I know what it's like. But I mean, like, if it was just widely accepted that men just never wore shirts anywhere.
I mean, Southern Florida too.
Yeah, that's true. And yeah, ooh, Southern Florida, you got the old people that really just don't give a shit.
No, that's North Florida.
Oh, is that North
A
Florida?
lot of that's North Florida. Most of the old people go to North Florida. It's Southern Florida, that's all the like spring break bullshit.
Oh man, breeding ground for
But
any kind of disease.
The state as a whole is hot garbage.
Oh yeah,
just putting that out there.
I don't think anybody that lives in Florida is going to deny that they have some of the weirdest fucking people there. Yeah.
Well, it's one of those weird like it's one state that represents both the South and not the South. Because North Florida is definitively the deep South, but then you get past like Orlando and it's suddenly Southern California.
Awkward. It's
a little
weird
bit.
State. It's a weird fucking state.
It really is.
I would never live there.
No.
For one, it's too humid.
I visited once and that was enough.
Yeah.
I might go back.
Like any place where you have to consider putting deodorant on your testicles is a place I want no part of.
If the air is sticky, I'm out.
Yes. Yeah. If it's no. I don't want any of that in my life.
If I get out of the shower and feel like I need to immediately get back into the shower, I'm out.
Yeah.
Hard pass.
Solid pass for me. Tropical places, I would probably just die.
I did a summer in Virginia once.
That I feel would be very sticky as well.
That was a mistake. I was camping
in
Virginia.
Even worse.
I was camping in Virginia.
Why? Were you making moonshine?
Eagle Scout, the Boy Scouts.
Oh, okay. All right.
They have their national jamboree every 4 years. And I went, which it was fine. It was fun. Yeah. I enjoyed it, but I was sticky the whole time because day one was fucking 120-degree heat with 85% humidity.
Oh, no. God,
fucking 1,000 Boy Scouts dropping like flies.
Oh my god!
Like that's the amount of Boy Scouts that dropped out of like 50,000 that were there.
Oh, that's fucking awful.
Like we had our own newspaper, and the headlines were, like everybody's fucking dehydrated. This shit kind of sucks.
Everybody's dehydrated.
Like they tried having us go to like these amphitheater events, and they had us go out, and they're like, it's too fucking hot to have everybody just sitting out here. It's the middle, it's like late July, and they're gonna have us wait. And it was like, I don't even remember. And then there was the time, because at the National Scout Jamboree, the president always comes.
Oh yeah.
And this is in 2005, and this is the first jamboree post 9/11. So everything's fucked up. So, because normally it's like they have the president come, and then there was like a fireworks show.
Right.
Because of 9/11, they couldn't even have the fireworks kind of set up until the president was off the property.
Oh.
So the president came and he did his thing, and the like lucky 100 Eagle Scouts that were there got to shake his hand, because this is Bush, by the way, got to shake his hand. And then 4 hours later, there was a fireworks show. And we had to sit there and wait the whole fucking time.
See, that to me is terrible, because
it was awful.
2005, so it's 4 years after.
You
hope that like you would have felt more secure
No,
You
no,
know,
no, 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 no.
but
It was still a very real threat.
I guess so. I don't know.
I mean, luckily we got to watch. Luckily, we got to actually like watch Marine One fly away. Because I mean,
that's pretty cool.
I mean, he only came in on Marine One because we're in Virginia. He's just flying back to the White House. It's a 15-minute jaunt because we were in an actual military, like an active military base.
And you still couldn't do the fucking fireworks?
They couldn't be set up. They couldn't be set up at all until the president was off the They could not start the process until Bush was off the property entirely.
Oh God! I'm on an active military base, surrounded by U.S. troops. I still have no faith in their protection. That's all I'm gathering.
That's exactly what it was. And we had to watch the worst stage performance of my life because they were literally killing time and they knew it.
Jesus, that's awful.
Okay. Yikes. Yeah, that's
at least you weren't recanted about stories about supermodels. God. So.
Yeah, right.
Or given shitty fast food.
Right.
For winning an NBA or an NCAA championship or whatever the fuck that was.
Yeah, right. Anyway, I think we've reached a logical conclusion to this week's episode.
What's the conclusion?
We've reached our time.
Have we really?
Yeah.
God, I swear, dude, it never feels like an hour and a half goes by. And yet here we are. Every time.
Yeah, it's an hour and a half.
Wow.
But I do still have things to do.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
I have to go make sure my car actually works. So, because Juliana came home and we jumped my car and, well, I had to bypass my anti-theft system. My anti-theft system because the magnetic reed switch that's in there died.
Oh, that's good.
So I had to pull all the cords off the relay and splice it together.
Oh shit.
And then I had to jump my car.
Yeah.
But I'm actually gonna go pick up some Warhammer models from a buddy who's like, "Hey, I have these that I'm not gonna paint. Do you want them?" And I was like, "Yes."
Yeah. When's the next painting stream then?
I don't know. I was thinking about doing it later, and then things happened, and now we're actually talking about playing some Among Us tonight because we wanted to play it last night after D&D, but everybody was too tired. So we're talking about like actually doing like big game of Among Us tonight.
You should stream that.
I'm planning on it.
Oh, okay.
Assuming my computer decides to fucking cooperate.
Well, I sent you a link to Navi text packs that were leaked. So.
I saw that, and I'm excited. But yeah. Thank you guys for watching. And
as always, it's a pleasure.
Catch you guys next time.